The Cincinnati trip was just a bunch of us from here, BG. We actually went down to Cincinnati and ministered, or you can say evangelized, on the UC campus. You can see just it's the difference on campus. Like the atmosphere here is a little bit more close knit, and UC is almost it's like a city kind of college. So most people hadn't even heard about the 5 to 6 different church organizations on their campus. So it was great to just be able to talk to them about us starting a new h2o campus, church there on their campus, and also talking to them about spirituality.
So this trip was a bit of an experience for me personally because I went a year ago when we first went down initially on a spring break trip to start an H2O, and there were no students there that had even heard of it. So a year ago, I could leave people with, hey, do you want to start a church here? And this year, I could leave them with a business card, maybe an H2O pen, and say, hey, we have a Bible study on Thursday. There's already some students here involved. We're hoping to get a church service started on campus, which I thought had a lot more hope this time going around, and it just made me appreciate the students that were already involved there.
Evangelism kind of scared me before I went to Cincinnati. I hadn't had much experience with it. I'd done it like once before, and it was in a group, so I didn't really have to talk to anyone. But it was really scary, and I knew that we were going to have to like answer some tough questions, and I didn't know if I would be able to answer them. And so it was very intimidating.
You know, what I thought of evangelism was that it was something that we're called to do as Christians, but practically in my life it didn't play out that way as much as it should have. I got the chance to evangelize to some people over the summer when I was at LT, and I think more than anything that experience just opened my eyes and my heart to how many lost people there are out there who don't know about God and who just really need to hear that message. And so it really did give me a longing to do it again and to speak to more people. But honestly, you know, I didn't make it a priority in my life, I would say.
I had a really good time at Cincinnati. I got to meet a lot of really cool people, and I just was taught a lot. God taught me a lot, and I think it really like took my faith to the next step. So.
The Cincinnati experience was, I think it was wonderful. It just really teaches you that even while you're out there evangelizing, your faith is being challenged, you know. So I felt like I had as much to learn as the people that I was evangelizing to from them, from their experiences. It was great to walk up to people, and at some point I just put away the survey and just talk to people. It was great to walk up to them and just listen to people. Sometimes that's what they need, just someone to sit and listen. And it taught me, it was a really humbling experience. So I enjoyed just seeing how you can still see the passion in people, even those people who've fallen away from going to church or fallen away from something. They're really looking for that church base or that right path to get to God and to get closer with God. And the Cincinnati experience was great in terms of just even handing them a card. You know, I just show up to this Bible study, and it was you can kind of see that they might show up. So it was a good one.
I loved Cincinnati. Like, if this trip has taught me anything about myself, is that I love talking to people. And the first day we went, it was really exciting. Like, the people we talked to were really interested in getting into the church and finding some place to find answers. Or they knew people who were Christians, or maybe they had kind of heard about something on campus. And then the next day, it was awful because the people we talked to had been looking in churches for something bigger than themselves, and yet they hadn't found it yet. And they had friends that were Christians, and they still didn't feel like they knew anything for certain. There's this huge need for sincerity and authenticity in the church, and people aren't feeling that. And to convey that to somebody in like 10 minutes conversation is hard. And so, like, I just try to tell people more about the love of Christ and, like, the authenticity of a personal relationship with him. And so it was really hard on my heart, just because I had started developing a heart for the people there.
You know, I think the number one thing that stops people from evangelizing is fear, and I don't know if it's fear of rejection or just fear of talking with people. I mean, I'm totally guilty of it as well, and I don't know if that's ever going to go away. Every time we talk to a person, it never got any easier. But once you get into those conversations, it's so rewarding, and the benefits totally outweigh, you know, the downfalls of, you know, going up to somebody who just totally rejects you and says, I don't want to talk with you. I would just say keep your eyes open for opportunities, though, because you don't have to be walking around campus 2 by 2, talking to people and going up to them just like, hey, you want to know about Jesus? It can be little things. It can be your friends. It can be your classmates. I would just say let your hearts be open to the opportunity, because any question can lead to a great conversation. You just got to be willing to listen and be ready to react, and have your heart open to share to them.
To get involved at BG, I know they have a Thursday night survey-driven evangelism time if you want to approach things that way, or just being open to asking your friends questions about, you know, what their religion is, whether they were raised in church, what their past experiences with church are. It really gets people talking, and a lot of people think it's kind of a taboo subject, but everyone has an experience, and I think everyone has something to say about it.